So I spoke to someone today that's possessed, like he's dealing with some possession. Um, Sometimes he does certain things that are hurtful to those around him and to himself. Not necessarily physically, but just the kind of choices and all of that. And there are these periods where he just experiences this pattern where he does a series of things and ruins things for himself and for those around him. And after everything, he feels like, what did he just do? Doesn't make any sense. And he's also struggling with, getting his life on track, basically, like just directing his life, taking control. And so I shared with him a perspective that I hope can help, and I just thought to just share it as well because it's I think it's useful. Okay, so let's start. First, is there are there demons and are there influences and all those kind of things? I think the simple way just to put it that would be easy for people to understand today is just to say like there are negative energies, there are positive energies that can influence you. Let's leave it at that. Whether the energy is a sort of being by itself and so on and so forth doesn't really matter. And the solution I told this guy is you need to keep your thoughts, you need to keep your heart, you need to keep your thoughts pure. Now, why is that important, guys? Just follow me. This video will be long, but I think maybe at the end you'll be able to put everything together. So please just hold on. Have you ever been in a situation where you're thinking something and maybe somebody in the room with you is like, oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing? Or have you ever been in a situation where you just thought of someone and that person might be in another country, but you just thought of the person and then the person just called you? The person is like, oh man, I just thought of you, what's up? Or have you been in a situation where you had an idea for something and somebody you don't know, maybe thousands of miles away, executed the same thing? Like maybe you didn't execute your own, but he executed the same thing. So somehow that same thought found him. Now, why am I making these examples? I'm trying to show you that just like you have liquid, solid, gas that your physical senses can see and interact with, in the energy realm that connects all of us, it's still physical, but it's energetic. In that realm, you have thoughts also existing there as things. So sometimes the thoughts that you think you have, they are not necessarily yours. Yes, there are thoughts that come from your brain, like you think and everything, but there are thoughts that are not necessarily yours. As much as you think they are yours, they're not necessarily yours. And there are thoughts that want to manifest, just like you are trying to achieve a goal or you're trying to materialize your idea, right? You're trying to materialize a thought. Most thoughts want to become physical. Just like humans are moving progressively towards, living this physical body and, experiencing life in another form. Thoughts want to leave that energetic realm and materialize, basically. So, the reason I bring this up is because, first, like I said, right, the thoughts are not necessarily yours. And it takes a lot of work to really identify or know. And it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes even good thoughts and all of that, they're not necessarily yours. They're just positive, things around you and so on and so forth. Why I'm stressing this is because however you want to look at it, whether it's a spirit, whether it's from your village, whether it is from birds or whatever, the mechanism of operation of any energy, of any intent in a person's life is by influencing the person's thoughts. No entity will come and move your physical body for you. or force you to make decisions. Not even God, not even an angel. If an angel wants to help you, because this is not something that only applies when it's negative energy, or when it's evil, or when it's demon, the way most of us from Africa know it. Even when an angel wants to help you put your life on track, it's still going to be by influencing your thoughts, and you're going to have to carry out the actions that come as a consequence of the thoughts that you have and materialize, and so on and so forth. So likewise too, sometimes the negative energies, they are influencing your thoughts in negative ways. You are making the wrong decisions. Sometimes you may be close to a big goal in your life and you just fuck everything up. Do you understand? So you might see yourself in certain patterns because of some energies that are lurking around you and influencing your thought process and the choices that you make. Even though you think those choices are yours, oh, you made a mistake, and so on and so forth. No. So that's the first point that I wanted to make, which is the mechanism of operation of these things is by influencing your thoughts. So if you keep your thoughts pure and only think good, and this is what religion tried to teach you when religion was saying love your neighbor as yourself, when they were saying keep the heart of your thoughts pure, when they were saying do unto others as you want to be done unto you, and so on and so forth. It's not really just about a way for you to get something at the end of life. It's more about it is where your power lies, and it protects you and also creates good fortune for you. So no matter the spirit, no matter the demon, no matter what it is, no matter where it's pushing you to, if you can maintain a pure mind and not try to do anything that would hurt someone or yourself, or that won't be a good decision, or that won't be exploiting someone. Because a lot of times when you make certain decisions that put you in trouble, if you really look at it, you were overreaching, or you were greedy, or you were inconsiderate of the other person's feeling. You thought you were smarter, and so on and so forth. Or you were selfish. You just wanted to do something that would benefit only you and hurt someone else. You were not looking at that, and so on and so forth. So there's always with it associated something that if you were thoughtful towards others and towards yourself, you would have avoided. But it's not as simple as that, because most of the times these thoughts, we tend to think they are our own. We tend to be clouded in our mind by this thought, because some of them come with intense energy that tends to cloud us. Like at that point in time, we can't even perceive the other thoughts around us. We just stick with it. So one of the things that you can use to help yourself in this situation is meditation, basically. And meditation would help you by helping you to become aware of thoughts as they come into your mind, and for you to be able to stay with those thoughts, play with them, deliberate on them, and just experience them without letting them influence you. So you can build that muscle through meditation. So that's one way that you can help. But it's not a flip a switch situation, really. It's going to take you a lot of work if you're going through patterns that you need to change. You need to become very aware of the thoughts that come into your mind and that you tend to act on. Okay. The other thing that I spoke to him about, which I want to share with you guys, is commitment. Okay. And that's because, like I said, he was also struggling with getting his life on track and, just doing the kind of things that he actually wanted to do. So one way that, things can influence you is also through making you quit and making you, when certain things reach a certain part, you just think, you have this overwhelming thought like, okay, it's over, and so on and so, or you get distracted and all of that. But if you stay committed, you get what you want. That's another superpower that you have. And that's what, in the ancient times, a lot of things were taught through religion, or a lot of basic teachings, just like I'm sharing now and I'm trying to analyze it, but a lot of it were we're wrapped up in the context of religion and divine direction and divine um kind of like you must do this, you must do that, and so on and so forth. But when they were telling you about faith, for instance, um I mean, if you can, in this day, if you can just say, oh, God is going to do it for me or something, and you keep on pushing, fine, it's good. But if you can't do that, just know that if you stay committed to something, eventually it's going to yield. Okay, so at the end of the day, whether you do it through religion or you do it through common sense, whatever helps you to embody that virtue of commitment, the result is the same. You don't have to be, you don't even have to pray about it. Okay, so yeah, but a lot of people just want to get things so quick, but if you look at most of the great people you envy today, a lot of them have spent years. You look at the average person in sports that is a champion or something, let's even say the person is in his 20s, most of them started playing when they were teens, so they've probably been playing for like 10-15 years. You get it? Maybe even more. Same thing with music, same thing with anything that you want to do. You have to just give yourself time, stay committed, and if you persist, even if those influences come and try to derail you, and you keep coming back, eventually, you persist more than you are derailed. Eventually, you win. Okay. The last thing is contentment. Now, contentment is also a shield. When you receive something most of the time, or when you envy something, when you want something just for the sake of it, and you get it either ways, or someone just gives it to you, a lot of times you accept the physical thing. And that's why, if you grew up in like African or they tell you, oh, don't collect things from strangers, don't eat this, don't eat that. Sometimes you collect the physical thing. That's what you are aware of, because you're not spiritually aware, you're not energetically aware. You're just aware of the physical thing you are collecting, but you're not aware of the energy that follows that physical thing. And sometimes the energy might be good, sometimes the energy might not be good, but when you receive it, you receive everything. So contentment can help you not want the things that you've not earned. It might help you, protect you from just getting random stuff that you don't know the energy behind it, and so on and so forth. And most of the time, when people are malicious and want to pass on something to you with a negative energy, it's usually something that's meant to entice you. So, but if you are content, you don't get enticed. So that already creates a barrier for you that can protect you, basically. Okay, so those are the three things really, man. Your thoughts, commitment, and contentment. The thought part is very important. It's very important, and most of the things that we see as witchcraft and so on and so forth, it's really not that deep. It's really not that so yes, some people have to do some certain rituals to kind of intensify the power of the thoughts that they're projecting towards you, and wrap it in an energy that can take you as a host and linger around you and continue influencing you. But at the end of the day, just simple thoughts that you have, bad thoughts towards someone that you project towards someone, you're already practicing witchcraft. Do you get it? So we have, in our ignorance, been responsible for the problems that a lot of people around us are facing. And also, in our ignorance, the kind of thoughts we've had, we've also been responsible for allowing certain things to come into our life and to make us suffer. Likewise, the good things too as well have come in that way, and we've also given out good that way. But just become more conscious, and maybe would have a better world. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I shared it with the guy I spoke to, and I hope it helps him. Really, it's simple, but practicing it and just accepting it because of its simplicity sometimes can be a challenge to human beings. Sometimes you guys like things to be complex and mysterious, so that you don't have to think, and you just have to believe or depend on someone else interpretation and so on and so forth, and just hold on to it and keep banging at the door when you can free yourself by yourself. So, but again, I'm putting it out there, so if maybe it will help someone.